Hi there, campers. It's Patricia.
And Alex.
Your favorite camp counselors here at Camp Commons.
But don't tell the other guys that.
It's so great to see all of your happy, shiny faces again today. We hope you're ready for some more summer camp fun.
That's right, because today we are going to be learning about what Jesus taught in his Sermon on the Mount about treasures.
Wait, treasures? No way!
Yes way. Maybe you can read the passage for us today, Patricia. It's from Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 24.
It goes like this. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
Vermin? What are vermin?
I think those are like rats and other little creatures that destroy crops and farms and spread diseases and sickness.
Okay, I see. Carry on.
Well, Jesus continues and says, the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, then your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are unhealthy, then your body will be full of darkness. And if that light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness?
Well, is that it?
There's a little bit more. Jesus continues and says, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot love both God and money.
Okay, wow. There's a lot going on there. Why don't we talk about it and figure out what it all means?
Sounds good. So first Jesus was talking about treasures, right? And he was saying, don't store up for yourselves treasures on earth, but treasures in heaven instead. Since treasures on earth can be destroyed by things like rats and moths. What do you think that means?
Well, when I think about treasures on earth, I think about things like money and jewels and nice clothes and toys and all the expensive things that you can get from the store. All these things are great to have, but they don't last forever. Like that time that a porcupine chewed on my bike tire. They can get lost or broken or stolen. And Jesus is saying not to chase after those things, but to chase after heavenly things that last forever.
I see. So, and by heavenly treasures, maybe he means things like faith and hope and love, all of those good things that God gives us and that we carry inside of our hearts, so they can't be stolen away that easily.
I think you're right about that, but what about the next part about our eyes being like a lamp? And that if our eyes are healthy, then we'll be full of light, but if they're unhealthy, we'll be full of darkness. What could that even mean?
Well, it seems to me that this whole passage is about money and treasures and the things that we want really badly. And so maybe Jesus is referring to our eyes as the things that see and focus on the things that we want. And so when we focus our eyes on heavenly things, then we will be full of God's goodness and light. But if we focus our eyes on earthly things like money and having the best and most expensive things, then we'll start to become greedy and our hearts won't be full of God's light. And maybe we'll start going the wrong way.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, Jesus' teachings can be really tough. It's so easy to become greedy sometimes. We just want more and more things, like instead of wanting spiritual gifts like goodness and faith and love.
Definitely. And Jesus ends so strongly too by saying you can't serve both God and money. Wow, it's like he's saying we have to choose between being greedy on the one hand and worshiping God on the other, because those two things just don't mix.
They do not mix, for sure. Of course, nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. But that's a great reminder that heavenly treasures are so much better than earthly treasures, and that we should focus on loving God rather than loving money.
Yeah, and I really like what Jesus said about how where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. It's like you are what you love, right? And so if we love God with all of our hearts, then our hearts will become more and more like God too, and full of God's goodness and light.
That is so beautiful. Wow, I'm so glad we got to talk about this passage from the Sermon on the Mount tonight with you campers out there.
Same here, and thank you all so much for spending time with us today. We hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Camp Commons.
See you next time!